you want to delete the authority because we have authority sewers in our township. Like that 104 Main Road was tied into the Springfield Borough Authority.
Yeah.
And that
That's why it's in there.
So for that reason, let's keep it imposed by the authority or by the township. It covers all possibilities.
Well, then, do you want to say Schwinksville Borough Authority instead of just authority to make it really clear?
Is
Well,
that
that's
the
up to
only,
the attorney.
is that the only authority?
That's
And
the
is
only
there-
authority that I'm aware of.
Is there the potential for other authorities? And if not, then let's insert.
At this time, it's not.
Just to be clear, that's what it's referring
I can insert Schwenksville Borough. Okay, so we'll keep both Schwenksville Borough Authority or the township in. So just about that, to clarify that. So is there any thought as to whether you want to change 3.A so that it comes before, there's a directive that it comes before the Board of Supervisors?
Yes, we should.
All right, then, if
Because
you,
as of right now, it was secretary or manager. To do it.
it just was not clear. Anyway, so if you're comfortable with that, then if you want a motion to authorize advertisement of this proposed ordinance
to. With the changes.
with the changes as discussed tonight.
Also move.
Second. Any questions? Yes.
Yes, Philip Smith, Burlock Road. You know, the understanding that I had from the documentations provided to me about the issues at 104 Main Road were the fact that the borough authority, followed the prompts of our 537 plan. So if you're taking your change in the ordinance that you're suggesting here and applying it, it seems to me that there may be a need to dovetail the two together in order to make it very clear to a particular project that may crop up in the future that we are operating under the same uniform means in which to accomplish a project.
Are you suggesting that an applicant would have to appear before the borough as well as?
Now, the assumption that I have is based on the correspondences and conversations that I've had with the borough authority. They operated under the premise that the Township 537 plan was the guiding directive, if you will, for the Main Road project. So in that understanding, I think that it's very important that what you're proposing here tonight, if that's going to be used in the future, aligns itself to how our 537 plan says approvals need to be made. Does that answer your question?
537 plan does talk about one up Mountain Road.
The other end of the road.
But as I pointed out to you, it does so in the context that it had to go before the Board of Supervisors for that approval. I think you confirmed that last week, and you were going to raise that question. So I'm asking you as a concerned citizen that you make sure that the proposal that you're doing currently with our board makes quite clear to any future project that the protocols that we have in place align to one another and are consistent and clear.
Well, yeah, two directives, if you will, from the township at issue. One is the 537 plan, the second is the township ordinances. And township ordinance with this amendment will now make it clear that one must come before the Board of Supervisors and obtain approval. Now, as regards to the 537 plan, that document is what it is, and I don't know that that is the location to require an applicant, to compel an applicant to come before the Board of Supervisors. I think the ordinance is
What I
better
am
positioned.
suggesting to you is that previously in this particular project, that is what they deferred to. I mean, the documentation, I don't have it right here, I can hand to you, but that was their understanding as to how they needed to go through the approval process.
Whose understanding?
The Schweitzer Borough authorities.
Okay, and that's fine. Whatever their understanding is.
So,
For this township, one must come before the Board of Supervisors once this ordinance is effective.
fair enough. I'm just suggesting that it's made very clear to future applicants that that is our procedure, and that's what we need to follow. Okay, if that's what we're discrepancy between the two is understanding that leads us into a situation like we previously had here.
The township secretary and manager was allowed to do any laterals. Didn't have to come. And now they'll have the directives.
Correct.
That it has come before the board of supervisors. He was in the right for what he's done here, Kevin. It didn't have to come in front of the board, and he never did put it in front of the board here.
Do you feel that is?
Kevin never put it in front of the board. He done it on his own.
That he did not have to get approval for?
No, that's what it reads in this ordinance. This is what we're changing. The ordinance states on a lateral, am I right, Terry?
Yeah, I think what we're looking at now is what's the controlling document in this case? An argument can be made that it's our code that is the controlling document, not the 547.
Well,
I
fair
mean, they
enough.
go hand, and that's why it's important that the change be made to our code. So it's clear that the board of supervisors, they give the approval, nobody else.
And it wouldn't be unusual for a developer to encounter a saldo provision that doesn't require something, but there might be something in the sewer code that requires something, and they have to comply with all aspects of our ordinance.
Well, fair enough, but I don't dispute what you're telling me. I'm simply telling you that previously there was a misunderstanding that brought this thing to a question in my mind, which I raised with the board, and I will, continue to bring out elements of that I think are pertinent to the understanding what took place here. And I think that you need to understand as a board and a solicitor that any kind of any kind of revision that you make helps to alleviate that from occurring in the future. Is that fair enough?
It does.
It does.
Yeah.
But what I said is, Kevin was in the right, and it wasn't Carol's fault. He told Carol what to do. So it was all in this ordinance that we're changing right now.
With our revision, with the revisions that are being proposed, it eliminates all ambiguity.
I'm sorry?
It eliminates all ambiguity. It's the board.
Yeah, well,
They make the final
eliminating
decision. I think
ambiguity
that's
of
pretty
paper
clear.
and having it happen in real time sometimes are two very different things. So I'm suggesting that, in the future, when you have a situation that arises, that it's very clear to whoever is bringing that to our attention, that these are the protocols that need to be followed.
Yeah,
Correct?
understood.
Very clear.
Chuck?
Chuck Geiser, North Rockford Road. Can I make a suggestion here, as somebody who's worked with lots of township managers in the last 2 years? Just take the word designate out, okay? Because we get managers in, they don't know the procedures, and if you say designate, we can end up with the same situation again. So for now, if it has to go before the board, it goes before the board. Just take the word designate out. I think that solves many of the concerns that I've heard. Not at this meeting, but also the last meeting. Suggestion to the board. And if over the next few years you want to amend it because things are running so well, then amend it and say designate. But for now, I think you should just take the word designate out.
I follow you. Last week, we were being accused of knowing. I didn't know. And Kevin never did bring it in front of the board. Never. He did it on his own. So that was wrong, what he's done last week. Totally wrong,
He's
sorry.
not here to defend himself, so I don't think it's fair to throw him under the bus, because we
But our ordinance reads that
don't
he was okay.
literally know that. And we also, the board didn't hear anything about that for a year from anybody who worked on it. But I agree with your suggestion. Can we remove board's designee and just have it come before the board?
That's what we're changing it to do.
No, but
Come to the
to
front.
take out board's designee. And that's the suggestion, and have it just before the board.
Make that motion.
Oh,
Okay, second.
I move to amend the draft ordinance to read, no person shall uncover, shall connect, or shall make any opening into, or shall use, shall alter, or shall disturb in any manner any sewer or any part of the sewer system without first obtaining approval from the Board of Supervisors, deleting board's designee.
Second.
Any questions? A vote?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Yes.
Ernest Schmidt, 209 Silverbrook Drive. Getting back to that issue, I'm still a little bit confused here. The issue with the 537, I never knew the upper part of Main Road was in our 537. I thought it was eliminated. I didn't, I'm under the impression, maybe I'm wrong, that the 537, because it was talked about, the number of homes going up Main Road, going that in that direction, and I'd say it's probably a northeasterly or northwesterly, position, or maybe it's southwesterly, going up Main Road. Because the lots up there were probably, the homes were situated 200 feet off the road. And maybe Carol, you can help me, but I thought our 537 did not go up Main Road. Not that it would have mattered in this case because of the protocol. The other thing I'm confused about, the plumbing permit. I'm under the impression, listening tonight, that this house is hooked up relating to the sewer system.
Yes, that's correct.
How did they do that? Did they directionally bore to the house?
Yes. Along the right of way.
They directionally, no, to the house, not to the street. As far as I'm concerned, at the street, they have a receptor to collect the sewer. But how did they get to the house?
So they did directional drilling from the front of the property, along the right of way of Main Road, along the right of way of Mine Hill Road, and then into that manhole. And they did directional drilling. I wasn't involved in the on-property stuff. My understanding is on-property, they did directional drilling from Main Road towards the house until they couldn't continue with directional drilling because they hit a problem and they had to trench back towards the garden farm. That's my understanding of what happened.
Well, I think-
On property, I wasn't involved.
I think our plumbing inspector should have a picture of that. And I'm confused as to how that was done in the house. I haven't seen a report from a plumbing inspector, only because I used to do that. But there should be something in writing. We should have that part of our records, if that's in our township, how they were hooked to the sewer. And, there's issues with some pumps could be directed into that type of endeavor. And have you inspected inside that house, Tom? Well, there's something missing here. And what was the permit fee? There's no fee here. There's no drawings. Is there a drawing of the connection inside the house, how it happened, and a visual inspection?
I'm afraid I can't speak to that. That would be a
Yeah,
question.
because it never comes in front of the board.
Well, I think you should direct our man here that inspects a lot of our sewers and all to go out and take a look at that physical connection and confirm that the connection is made
That's
properly.
not a bad idea, and I agree.
I mean, it's within our township, comes under our plumbing code, the international plumbing code. That's a direct, but somebody should know what the fee is, and we should have that on record. I think that's the only way you can close this matter out.
And what we'll do is make a motion here to have Tommy go out and check it all out, okay? Do you agree?
Second.
Any questions? Vote? Well, let's send it. I think he made the motion. Aye.
Just for those who are interested in the 537 plan on Main Road, it says, extension of the sewer collection system up Main Road was determined to be cost prohibitive at this time. No action is proposed. Should problems with existing on-lot systems become evident for a small number of parcels in this area, the township will reevaluate the feasibility at that time of connecting the homes to the nearby Schwenksville Authority main using a low-pressure system. So again, the way that's written suggests that the township, meaning the governing body, not the manager, the engineer, and the others involved in it. So a lot of things on this.
And Marla, was that written by this township?
Yeah, Ms. Schuler wrote this. This is the 537.
That was and that was in the five. I knew there was
Yeah,
something
page
about
2.
it. Well then,
Main Road is mentioned twice. There's the part of Main Road which is
I
the
couldn't remember
resource
that.
area,
Right.
which should not be sewered at all, and that was in the rural resource area. And there's the other part of Main which was looked at for sewer.
Okay, so the amendment of the 537 did not allow for our public sewer system, but allowed the connection possibly to the Schwenksville Authority. is what you're telling me.
That's how it's written. That's how it's
Okay.
written. It
All right. I
says,
couldn't remember
the
that.
township will reevaluate the feasibility, so that suggested should
Right.
come before the township.
Right. That's such a time.
Phil Smith, Girl Off Road, to add to what Hector had said here, the 537 plan does not reference 104 Main Road. It references properties to the east of that Mine Hill Main Road intersection. That property that was sewered recently falls in our R1 district, and according to the county health department, and they are our SEO, if you recall my presentation the other week, they said that the only situation that would warrant that kind of connection was a public health risk that was established that would enable them to connect. So to add to what you said, make it clear to the audience here that the 537 plan does not address that property. It was able to enter into the agreement, if you will, with the Swanksville Borough Authority based on the fact that it posed a public health risk. Therefore, additional properties off to the west can't be sewered in a willy-nilly fashion or development-oriented fashion. They have to prove and pass a litmus test which suggests that they are a public health risk for any future hookups to the west of that property that was sewered at 104 Main Road. So I hope that adds to your understanding as to what took place there. Thank you.
Liz Jansen, Simmons Road. From what I'm sort of ascertaining here, it seems like when the ordinance was written, chapter 123 or whatever, that was only dealing with an individual sewer connection to a line that already existed in front of the home. That's when the secretary or the township manager could give the approval to say, yes, you may hook up. What seems to have happened in this case is Kevin Tobias, apparently it seems he's not going to defend himself, took it upon himself to not only approve that connection, which he was authorized to do underneath the old ordinance, but also the gray areas, they extended the main. And that's what he did not have the authority to do. In other words, there was not a line running in front of 104 Main for them to hook into. So that's when it falls back to the Act 537 plan, when you're extending the connection mains into areas where they don't exist. That's what needed Board of Supervisor approval. And it specifically says, I don't have it in front of me, I'm thinking it's maybe on page 51, 52, around there, when it says, the lots on Main Road servicing, that it does specifically say it needs Board of Supervisors approval. So that's where I think this whole mess started. He just took it upon himself to think that the ordinance said he could approve any connection, which he could have, but he can't approve the extension of the collection lines and mains. And that's what seems to appear.
It's still only one lateral. That's a lateral.
But it's still...
That's a lateral for one house.
It's a
And
lateral,
every-
that lateral is owned by the property owner.
And it's all paid by the property
That is
owner.
owned by the property owner.
No, the letter says it will be dedicated to the Schweinsville Borough Authority.
But they did not pay for it.
And that it was, who paid for it? The land and the
Yes, the
homeowner?
homeowner paid for it all.
Okay, but it did say that it was oversized.
Because that's the way it's done. Even this is what we were trying to tell you about the grinder pumps in Zieglersville. We would have to maintain, the main line would be ours, not the homeowners association. This is what we're trying to tell you.
So, but now Tom's just said that the main line, the line.
I was under the impression that was his, I didn't know it was being,
It's dedicated to the Schweinsville, so.
Oh, okay.
see, now we're
It's
just
dedicated, which
But
would be, same thing if we done a development up here. It would, that line's dedicated to the township. We wouldn't pay for it, but that we would have to maintain.
Maintain it.
Yes,
So-
so it would have to be dedicated.
Okay, thank you.
So based on what you're telling us here, Terry, then how is it that the waive, or the escrow that was supposed to be put up by the property owner was waived by the borough authority? Eventually, the main became their property, and the escrows that you're suggesting that
They must
the
not
applicant
ask for it. I don't know what Schuylkill Borough does, okay, so.
Well, I mean,
can't
this
speak.
has to be, recognized as part of the story as well, so it's not as clear cut and, clean as a drum of snow, as you're suggesting here. There are a lot of other factors that were involved in this process that I think, warrant some understanding and inspection to understand what actually took place.
I'm sorry, I'm going from memory, but I thought the borough authority did establish an escrow. Are you saying
They
maybe I
did,
misunderstood
the
you?
applicant apparently had, plead hardship, so they waived the payment of that escrow in order to facilitate the installation of that.
I can
As
check.
I understand it from my conversations with them.
Okay, I can certainly check the file and we can
Yeah, but
discuss it.
nevertheless, the ownership of the main is the Schweigelsville Borough Authority, whether it happened 5 minutes after they dug the first ditch or whether or not. It's a functional system now tied to the Schweigelsville Borough Authority, and the main that is in Vega Road is owned by the Schweigelsville Borough Authority, not Oakland.
Former.
Once again, to clear up the discrepancy here, Phil and Linda are saying that this is an extension of the main, and somebody else is saying that it's not, it's just a lateral. The technicality that makes it an extension of the main is the fact that somewhere in one of these letters, the township approved upsizing the pipe so that it could potentially take in other residents that have failed systems.
But the
That's
letter,
technicality,
the letter from the borough states, or their engineer states, no one will connect to that. No one else.
Well, I've read one of the letters that it says if they do, if a new does, they're going to have to go through the development process. But they worded it so that it says that the only people that should connect to it are people with failed systems. Maybe.
Only if there was a failed system, they would have to check to see if they could connect to it.
But my question would be, whose idea was it to approve the upsizing of the main? Where did that happen? Along this process, was that with us or was that
I can answer that question.
Schweigelsville?
That came from us.
From us.
From us, yeah, because I talked to DEP and the request to upsize the line came from our engineer. Now, whether it was her idea or she got it from somewhere else, but it came from the township. And just to answer Linda's question, Mr. Tobias and Ms. Schuler were aware that Board of Supervisors were required. You were here at the last meeting, that was established. And Ms. Schuler